CLOG TV. It's a wonderful Thursday morning. I hope you are keeping well. Today is a bit different. It's a bit special because Valentine is coming. Yeah, so we are celebrating Pre-Val's Day here on Coco Digest Morning Show. And you would want to join us, talk about your story, talk about your love, some bit of it, you know. Yeah, so that's what we'll be talking about on our main segment. And also we have the online print review coming up shortly. But before then, we would want to remember you that we are live on Facebook, YouTube. We are also on Go TV channel 184. So you would want to join us in our conversations. You will your messages and your comment. We'll read them out loud, okay? Before we start, let's take some motivational quotes for the day. So today's motivation is from Paul McCartney, and he says that in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. So whatever you are giving out there, the minute love you are giving out there, remember, it will come back to you. Whatever you throw to the wall, it bounces back to you. So make sure you open wide and receive more love as you give more love. So the more you take, the more you give. Thank you so much. Up next is online print review with Clemens Yabankwe. Please do stay and join us.
CLOG TV, beyond the policy. CLOG TV. Beyond the policy.
Thanks for staying with us. This is the online print review segment. I told you earlier that today is special because of Val's Day, which is tomorrow. So a bit different, but we are having our usual trending stories for this morning. We'll be discussing what is happening in Parliament, what is happening around us, and therefore you would want to join in the conversation. You would want to send in your comments and messages. You know what is happening, but before we begin with our discussion, let's take what is happening and making headlines on our newspapers. On the Daily Graphic, we have former Finance Minister wanted, ex-NPA boss, 8 others under investigation, Special Prosecutor says. We have President orders probe into NSA, National Service Authority, ghost name scandal. National Service Authority ghost name scandal. We have also Jubilee House to host 68th Independence Anniversary. The next one is AG debunks drop-in cases for political reasons. This and many more will be discussing on the show today. And to join me have this discussion, I have my colleague Clement Yabankwe seated prettily here with me to discuss these trending issues. Clement, hello.
Hello, B.
How are you?
I'm fine.
The screen behind you says March.
Oh, yes.
The tie you are wearing says March.
What you are wearing?
Are you in the mood?
I am in the mood, B.
For tomorrow, I mean.
Tomorrow? Yes.
You are?
I am.
Your gift is ready?
Very, 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 very. I know that I was just receiving calls before I got here.
Just for you to prepare it down.
Yes. But one thing, this morning you said we should give as we take. Quite unfortunately, I'm not giving out. But
then you are not receiving. If it's zero, you receive zero.
I have the assurance of getting it.
You have it?
I have it.
Hey, Charlie. There are serious business happening in Ghana currently, and I want you to touch a bit on some of them. What caught your attention today?
I think last Tuesday, during our online, we talked of some high-profile cases dropped by the Attorney General. And as at then, there was no reason behind it. So a lot of Ghanaians were worried that why would some cases be dropped whilst we want to fight corruption? So if we want to fight corruption and dropping some cases, what does it really mean? I think to an extent that the New Patriotic Party, the members of Parliament, or the caucus, they made a press statement even on this very thing. That's why Attorney General is dropping some cases. Is it because it is associated to their party members, or what is the reason? Yesterday, the Attorney General actually brought us the reason to the general public, and he stated it clearly. His decision was not a solid decision,
right? And
it was in consultation with a lot of people before he arrived at the point of dropping some of the disagreements, as for instance in the banking cleanup that is related to the current acting BOG governor. There's someone like that. He said, which I shall deal with shortly. I made my views known to the lawyers. The third one says that I spoke to some of the investigators involved in the cases at hand to get a sense of what they found during their investigations of the cases. And the last one he made was that I met with and discussed the banking sector cases with at least one of the receivers involved in these cases. I have scheduled a meeting with the second receiver. So before he went actually into the reasons, these were the 4 things he said he did before he brought the whole reasons out. And he said that people were saying, other school of thought were saying that when you withdraw case under a particular, they have a law term, that is a Latin word, but in English he says that there shall be no prosecution. And I think Is it no prosecute? That's a Latin word.
The word.
That's the word. And when we do that, it means that no other attorney can come and take the case up again, or you can't even give explanation to the reasons why you drop such cases. But for him, he said no. Yes, though the law says that you can't give reasons to this very thing, but he believes in transparency.
For transparency's sake.
Yes, so for transparency's sake, he wants to brief the Ghanaian public on the reasons why he dropped such cases. So on that very note, he made mention of three main things which really affected or which he says the first thing was that for ethical and professional reasons. For ethical and professional reasons, he's supposed to bring it out and he's supposed to drop some of the cases. Okay. The second thing that he talked about was that for some of the cases, my own review and analysis of charges showed clearly that the charges were defective and some were filed against the promptings of plain common sense. Plain common sense.
Plain common sense.
I mean that some of the cases were filed on plain common sense. I don't know if it's a normal human common sense.
I'm wondering what relationship these dropped cases have with the operation Recover All Youths, because if there are monies involved and we have to take them, why are you dropping the cases?
Exactly. So that's what other school of thought are saying. But we will get there because he brought some reasons out. And the third thing he said was that in some of the cases, the evidence led so far showed that there was reasonable doubts as to the guilt of the accused persons, and no prosecutor should continue to pursue a case in the face of overwhelming doubt regarding the guilt of the accused. So these are the three main things he brought out, or these were the three main things that informed his decision. He cites an instance of Republic versus Honorable Atofolsen and other people, and also used the instance of Republic versus the Ofosu Ampofo and other people as instance. And he described that instance as let me use a term he actually used. I have to quote him vividly. He said that in his view, he sees this cases as witch hunting, and I read. He said
the scandal, the ambulance scandal
against Honorable Atofolsen, and that's of
witch hunting.
It's witch hunting. He said, I believe then and still believe now that the Honorable Atofolsen was the victim of a political witch hunt, and that he had no case to answer in that trial. That position was vindicated by the ordered judgment of the Court of Appeal, which ruled that the trial court erred in calling upon the accused persons to mount their defense when then Attorney General vowed to file an appeal and actually went ahead and so. So he believed that the process has gone through a good one and it has already been solved. So why should you file another appeal? So he sees as political witch hunting. So he's supposed to drop such case. That is why he did that. And on the issue of Honorable Ofosu Ampofo, he said that the matter. Let me read something. He said, at the initial stage of trial, I was on record as counsel with the Tony Luther and former boss. That's my former
Tony
boss.
Luther.
Yes, the Honorable Marita Bruce. It was our position as a team that the charges against the Honorable Ofosu Ampofo were trampled up and motivated purely by politics.
I see.
Purely by politics. So these are the reasons he gave for dropping Honorable Kesa Atofolsen issue. That's the ambulance scandal, and that of Honorable Ofosu Ampofo, the former chairman for NDC.
Because there's lawyers, great lawyers, he mentioned Tony Lita and Marita Brew. Yeah, they are great lawyers, and I don't think they have anything to do with the scandals.
I think we are going to see so many things unfolding. Yes. He has brought his reason. I know moving today,
other stakeholders
will now come in. So he also cites issue of Honorable Collins Dauda. I think the last one, that is a housing project, amount of
the Saglemi housing.
Yes, amount of 200 million United States dollars. That was the whole issue surrounding. And he's saying that out of this 200 million United States dollars, project, it wasn't like the project was not, it didn't start. They started a project. So if you are charging someone, then quantify the value of the amount of money used so far. So when you do that, then you can charge the person on the rest.
Okay.
So the total amount is 200 million United States dollars. Yes, we understand. But quantify what have been used so far, then charge the person on the rest. But he said that they didn't do that. They charge him on the entire $200, and he doesn't see the essence why they should do that. He also raised a point that in the era of that 2017, when Honorable Atachia came as a Minister of Works and Housing, he approved a payment to the tune of 5 million United States dollars, also on this very project. So if you are raising a case, then raise a case surrounding the 200 million United States dollars plus what Honorable Atachia actually approved of. But you
so
can't just,
did he drop that particular case?
Yes, he has dropped this particular case.
But why don't they revise whatever figure they bring the case or call back the case?
That is what other people are saying.
Yeah.
That's why don't you visit again to just look into it,
because the money
drop it
involved
back, and the money involved, let's get it back. But he says in his own, like per his observation, his findings, he just wants to drop that case. He also raised the point of, let me just quickly get to our current acting BOG. That is Mr. Isiama. The issue surrounding him as UT Bank and a Unibank. So the whole issue surrounding him was the fact that he was in charge, or as a second deputy of BOG, he supervised the banking sector. And this banking sector have been into this situation, so you are supposed to answer some of the questions. So he said that for his finding, he realized that the amount of money involved was 300 million Ghana cedis. And as at now, that 300 million Ghana cedis have been paid by the bank in question. Okay. That 300 million Ghana cedis have been paid by the bank in question. What you are charging the man has been paid. And the rest, or he said, leaving amount of 150 million Ghana cedis outstanding. And the money, the amount of money left outstanding, according to his findings, CBG, Consolidated Bank Ghana, is owing this very bank 150 million Ghana cedis. So if CBG pays the bank, then the bank will pay Bank of Ghana. So he's saying
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's saying that then CBG should pay the bank their 150 million Ghana cedis. Then they also pay Bank of Ghana that money. When they do that, then the man we are talking in question has no question to answer. So he believed that.
But the case is not between CBG and the government or the court.
The case is between that is the government and what do you call Mr. Johnson? Yes, Pandit Isiama. Okay. Who is the A3 in this very issue? That's how the law.
So I'm saying, if someone is owing you and you have to pay someone, take your money, because the third person can't go to the one owing you to take back the money.
Exactly.
So have some terms and agreements and all that in there.
So we are hoping that CBG might pay the bank their money, and they'll also refund the bank to Bank of Ghana. So he sees that as a result of this, there's no issue surrounding Mr. Isiama that he's supposed to pursue. He just is supposed to drop it. When it comes to the issue of the former CEO of Cocoa Board, that is Mr. Stephen Oponim, I think we talked about some substandardized fertilizers and all those issues. And he believed that in his findings, they realized that these fertilizers were not substandard. To an extent that the court even did a research on the fertilizers, and they realized that they are good. According to his findings, he's saying that even farmers testify that when they use the fertilizers, they got more yield of cocoa beans. Okay. So what was the basis for Mr. Stephen Oponim's prosecution? And he also said that
but what was the prosecution again?
Okay, so the whole case was the fact that so in all this is what the Attorney General is saying.
Well, I think for transparency's sake, he has done so well to inform us about the updates and tell us how things are going to unfold. I'm sure there will be subsequent sessions
a lot.
Yeah, so we'll bring viewers follow-ups on this particular story. And yesterday also the OSP, he had a press conference.
Yes.
I think we have the video. It will be fair enough for viewers to also listen to what the OSP said yesterday. Then we have a discussion.
Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta. Mr. Oforiatta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Oforiatta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Oforiatta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Oforiatta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Oforiatta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Oforiatta, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers' gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, and this is important, the OSP insisted that Mr. Oforiatta's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Oforiatta's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Oforiatta to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Oforiatta that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by a communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Oforiatta purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Oforiatta had been seen and evaluated and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments.
So that was the press conference of the OSP yesterday, and it's so clear. It's requesting the former Finance Minister, Ken Oforiatta, to submit or to report himself at the OSP for further investigations. Clement, what are your positions on this particular one? I know the video said everything, but I know you have some reactions there.
Yes, I would say this whole thing is I think in relation to National Cathedral.
Okay.
And we know when Shraj brought out their findings on their reports that OSP should investigate into this matter. So when you actually, the tail end of this video will tell you that they started investigation somewhere. OSP started with somewhere October, November. And I think because of the elections, the timing has now moved to this very time. So I would say one, it's all the fight against corruption process, and I'm so concerned about the impact of declaring a former finance minister wanted of a country. Yes, we all want to fight corruption, but as a business focused person, I'm looking at the impact. What is the impact on our economy? What other people say? What's
positive or negatively?
Yes, positive, negatively, because. But
I feel it will negatively affect the country.
Yes, it will negatively in terms of investment on the international front. Yes. Because if a whole finance minister, a very high figure in the country who manages the economic affairs of a country, not long ago, but just recently, he's wanted. It raised a lot of questions. Exactly. But I wouldn't like to talk more because, as at now, he's not guilty of anything. What the OSP just said is that he's wanted. So he just supposed to come and answer one or two questions. If at the end of the day you are innocent, I think it's a good thing.
But I think it's also in relation to the raiding that happened on Tuesday in the former minister's house, Ken Ofori-Atta. There was a raiding there. There was an alleged raiding in his abode, and I think OSP came to say that particular one was staged.
Yes, I think he also responded to that very thing.
Yes, so if it was staged, then I think the one involved must answer to that. So there are a lot to this issue, actually.
So the question is, who is behind those military men who went to the house? If it's not from the OSP, then who is behind it? So all these questions we should get to know. I think yesterday I was at the Parliament House, and that was one issue that the minority tried tabled before the house, and it wasn't easy yesterday.
I watched it. I was like, wow.
It wasn't easy yesterday. A lot of concern, a lot of the majority side were bringing in past issues and stuff. And what I would say is that we want to fight corruption. So I believe that no matter who is involved, let the process go through. But let's equally look at how we are going to handle it. Yes, we are going to handle it very well. Because I made mention of the fact that the impact on the economy. There's going to be, if a whole finance minister, as I'm saying, is now wanted, the question that people are going to have that, why has he embezzled some fund? Has he taken some money? Did he mismanage the economy? So investors has a lot of questions in his mind, and there's going to be loss of trust and confidence in the aspect of investors. What is really happening? What did he do wrong? Because for you to be wanted, it means there is a question mark. So the question, what did he do? So these are the things that, as me, I would just look into. I know that is what a lot of school of thought are also thinking. Because people keep on asking that if this thing keeps on going on, there's going to be problems with our national currency. People are not going to even have trust in it. So I would say that wherever the former finance minister is, he should be able to...
He's traveled, actually, according to reports. So we are hoping returns, and this particular one will be dealt with quickly, because we have a lot ahead of us. So already the president has promised us 120 days. We are trying to figure out which ministers are about to be added to the list and all that, and all of a sudden we have this issue popping up. So Charlie,
I would say that the former finance minister is, if only he can, he should just come and just answer to some questions. And actually, at the end of the day, I would say there is nothing around you. You are fair enough. You go back to wherever you are supposed to go back. And that is what a lot of people be expecting from the former finance minister. Yes, that's all what I would say.
All right. So do you have any other trends?
Not for now, but I think we
Okay,
can.
so let me handle what I have here.
Okay.
It's about the ghost names that have been found in NA's payroll system. Let me read out this quickly. It says President Mahama has instructed the National Identification Bureau to investigate over 80,000 suspected ghost names on the National Service payroll following a head count that uncovered significant discrepancies. He also called for an urgent inquiry into the operations of the National Service Authority after identifying 81,885 potential ghost names on its payroll. So the National Investigation Bureau have been assigned the responsibility of determining how these fraudulent entries were generated during the previous NPP administration. These fraudulent names were discovered during a recent headcount of active service personnel, and which was initiated by the Minister of Finance as a necessary step to resolve outstanding allowance arrears for August 2024. Clement, so our national service personnel are saying that they've been only once, and after that they are on their own. They are struggling.
It's very difficult. I would say that to be a national service personnel in this country, let's say the facts. To me, it's difficult. The amount of money is just 715, if I'm right. And 715 now, assuming you are doing service in Accra, transportation alone, if a day you are spending 20 cities in and out, 20 cities times 30, let's say 20 days, that's 400 cities. Be it level with 315 Ghana cedis. Food has not come.
Yeah.
So if you are buying cocoa, let's say, for us, we give you cocoa, so maybe you buy your fruits and come and take cocoa from
Cocoa Digest. Yeah, those working with us.
Exactly. So let's say we give you 5 cedis a day, you spend 5 cedis in the morning.
Yeah.
5 times 20 days, which is probably 100 cedis. It's left with 215 cedis. I'm just doing rough calculation. Afternoon lunch, let's say you spend 10 cedis. 10 cedis times 20 days, 200 cedis. Sikanasa.
But I think for the fact that they are now being told that the halt on their pay is because of the number of ghost names, 8,000 plus.
Yeah, so I really wanted to.
80,000. I mean.
Yes, I really wanted to touch the fact that the service people are suffering. That's what I wanted to touch.
I know
yeah,
they're suffering,
let's go to the part of
the ghost name raises
ghost name.
much concerns because I see. Time back, I think you have something to say.
Yes.
You are so passionate for the service personnel.
I'm so passionate. The reason being that we keep on hearing ghost names in this country.
Yeah.
And it is not the first time. We keep on hearing ghost names on government payrolls. And this actually was not even done by the government. It wasn't the government who blew the whistle. It was the Fourth Estate. Yeah. It's an agency. They did the investigation. They blew the whistle. And when they blew it, that's when the president set up and the Minister of Finance also put it up, and they did a head count, and they realized that the actual figure is 81,885. 81,885 ghost names.
That's
so the question is, who are the ghosts? this morning when I saw that's the question I asked myself. Who are the ghosts? We have ghosts in the country who take salary, who take monthly allowance. Who are they? So this thing, I would say that we should get to the root of the matter. It was the National Service Authority who provided this list. So they said, as of now, we have about 180,030 people as national service personnel in this country. And according to the head count done by the Ministry of Finance, he realized that they are not that. They are 98,145. 98,145. But when you look at the money involved, according to the press release by the Office of the President, he says, and let me just read, he says that the Ministry, the paragraph 3 says, the Ministry of Finance has, upon the completion of the head count, released an amount of 226,019,224 Ghana cedis, covering allowance payment arrears for 98,145 actual national service personnel. So meaning they've released the money for the actual national service personnel. So the question is, if the actual national service personnel 98,145 has been released, the ghost names, let's track it. Will the money actually be given to the actual people or the ghost people? That's another thing we should
because there was a report in 2024 and which raised so much concerns about the overage personnel names in the ghost name. So there were ages like date of birth 1980.
Still doing national service.
Thereabout. That was one concern, and the other one was the card that was being used. Okay. So they realized that people are using other cards aside the Ghana card, which was mandated for the registration or enrollment process. And some of the cards were, I think, Ghana Health Insurance card. So the reason for the online and the mandatory use of the Ghana card was to streamline the ghost name thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if they are still doing it, if the normal people have been blocked from using the other cards aside the Ghana card, how are others using the other card? How can you use a national fire service card to enroll as a national service person? 1980 year group.
I think service.
It's serious.
Yeah, it's very serious.
It's serious. If these people have been, the 80,000 plus have been paid over the years, you can imagine.
I was just looking at the amount involved. Assuming if Ministry of Finance paid all the amount, the total number they present, that is 180,000, and on the people you are talking about that is 81,885. If that money has been paid, this is the amount of money that we are going to lose. That's 188,573,887 Ghana cedis. So this amount of money we're going into people's pockets for the work they've not done. For the work they've not done. So these are the issues that we have as a country, and I think that we need urgent attention. The president has done something. He said that President John Dramani Mahama has ordered the NIB to conduct immediate investigation into the operations of the National Service Authority under the previous government following the discovery of up to 81,885 suspected ghost names on the payroll of the authority. I think that's what the president has done. And I just went online, people saying that anybody who is caught as part of the ghost name, he should bring back all the money.
Nobody is called, so those are forged names.
Yes. So,
it's alleged to be forged names. So
the person involved, the authority
involved, you mean?
They should be asked. Okay. Other school of thought, they should be asked to pay back the money.
Okay.
Because in the you've caused financial loss to the state.
But how is that possible?
It's possible because you are the head, the overseer of all these things. So it is under your watch that things like these are happening. It is under your watch that things like these are happening. So other people are saying that then if findings prove that what they are saying is correct, then they should be made to pay that. Yes, they should cough out the money. And that is what Ghanaians we want. Cough it out and let's use it to build the schools we want to build. So it's a big problem, and we want to say that yes, the fourth estate have done well, and the quick actions taken by this government too is very good. If it's going this way, and at the end of the day it will not be stopped, then it's a good cause. But if moving forward it gets stopped, as I always say, Ghanaians gave the NDC this mandate, but if they don't handle the mandate well, Ghanaians will take it back.
But you know, when President Mahama was having his rally, he mentioned it. I never believed it, actually. For him to come out with a figure, that means he knew what he saw out there when he was in opposition. So I think his directives
is good, and I think this thing isn't only about the previous national service or the previous national service authority
administration.
Yes, it has been there. So let's get the grassroots of it.
Sure.
And the question has to be about that the payroll system to, I think, need to be looked at.
Sure.
It needs to be revisited very well to check the list very well, and let's know if the person is not working. Let's put the person somewhere. If the person is not working,
but this digitalization, I thought when we use the electronic process, everything will be okay and devoid of individual interference. But now that we are seeing that.
Now that you'll be there and someone will call you.
Because if they are mandating the usage of the Ghana card, that means if you enter any other card numbers or digits,
it should own pick up. But if people mandate to.
Okay, so if our logic is right, then
we have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of things to do. Because this is a situation, especially when you go to our mobile money transactions, people are able to hack to retrieve people's money from their account. All what we know, we've done registration, we've gone through the process, but people are still frauding us. People are still taking money. So digitalization. So I think
what if the NSA's account was hacked?
That's another thing we should wait. Then there's a big question. Because if the mother's account is hacked, then we are all dead.
All right, let's move on to our second story. This about health. And it says that the health minister, Kwabena Menta Akando, is currently in Wa Upper East region, accompanied by a team of experts to gather first-hand information and evaluate the meningitis outbreak in the area. The minister is scheduled to address Parliament next week to provide an update on the disease outbreak in country. So far, 10 out of 42 confirmed cases in the Upper West region have resulted in fatalities. Health officials are on high alert for any potential spread of the disease as the outbreak escalates. All individuals affected by the outbreak are receiving free treatment in the region. That's the Upper West region.
Yes. So
meningitis.
This issue was raised at the floor of Parliament. That was last week by the member of Parliament there, and a lot of deliberations actually went into it. And somewhere this week, I think that was last 2 days, the issue of cholera also came up on the floor of Parliament from the minority leader that even in his own constituency, the Futu municipality, they have cases of cholera. So on that note, I think the Speaker of Parliament, as I then was the first deputy speaker, just gave the orders that the Ministry of Health or the Minister for Health should come to Parliament to let Ghanaians know what they are doing about such situation. Be as you said, the Ghana Health Service has done well to provide free, let's say free health care or health facility for people affected with things. So I think it's a cause, and I would say that let's equally also take our health into our own hands. We shouldn't wait for someone to come do something. Sometimes issue like cholera, we know about what causes cholera. We Ghanaians, we know what causes cholera.
Exactly.
And we've been talking about cholera not today, since. So we shouldn't even wait for situations like this should happen before we come and be talking, we come and be complaining. Let's take good care of our own environment, make sure that right is done, put the right at the right place. So I believe that we are just waiting for the Minister of of Health to address Parliament on this issue. Then we say the next action of the President or the government.
So we have a doctor to talk to later about this development and to educate us a bit about what is happening in the Upper West region concerning the meningitis outbreak. The doctor is on the line, therefore we would want to pick him up now. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Please, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. Thank you so much, sir. And I want you to educate us a bit about meningitis. What is it and why is it in the north?
Okay. Good morning once again to all your viewers and your listeners. So I just want to try and then break it down. In medical terminology, there are things called suffixes and prefixes. This is simply an English thing. So prefix is to say something you put before, and a suffix is something you put after. In this case, what is of importance is a suffix. That's to say the CIS, as you would see the word as meningitis. So CIS or the CIS there is of importance. What does it mean? CIS is just a word to mean inflammation. So when we talk about meningitis, what we need to have at the back of our mind is that there is an inflammation. So inflammation, or simply to put, swelling, increase in size in an unwanted way. That is what we mean by meningitis. Now, the meninges, it's a part of the brain. So there are several portions of the brain when you take a look at the entire brain. Now, there are some spaces inside the brain that we call the meninges. So when these spaces become inflamed or they become swollen, when they swell, that's when we say someone has meningitis, I meant to say, sorry. So how does it become inflamed? It's because they are unwanted, or anything that you do not, this ideally, this is a space that you don't want any foreign item getting into. So once you have any foreign item entering these spaces of the brain, then you know that there is that inflammation happening. So that is how meningitis happens. Basically, that is the meaning of meningitis.
All right, sir. So why is it mostly in the north?
Okay. So there are several, not to say causes, but then to say predisposing factors. When we talk about predisposing factors are simply things that make it easier for you to get something. So it will be able to easily predispose to it, right? So hello?
Please, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, all right. Yes. So there are things that make it quite easy for you to be able to get this meningitis, right?
Okay.
So the conditions that we have at the north make it a little bit easier. Now, as I mentioned, you have unwanted items like bacteria coming that part of the brain. You know that the disease burden in developing areas, and in our case up north, it's high. So when you have, I'm trying to put it very common, when you have someone really sick, let's say the person has bacteria in their body, they have virus in their body, they have fungi, parasites, and it comes to a very high level. Now, they are so much in the bloodstream that some of them go into the brain. It's easier. We call it seeding. So they seed into the CNS. That's the invasion of the bloodstream. Then it becomes easier. Now, we know that our part of the country is a little bit underdeveloped. So there are a lot of people who are sick, but then they may not seek attention and medical attention, to say. So because of that now, the condition worsens. There is a lot of bacteria in the bloodstream, and they can easily seep into the CNS, and then they get. So that is quite easy to get because of how a lot of diseases are up there at the north. A lot of times because of the extra, I don't know, it's like the network gives me some feedback. I don't know if you guys can hear me clearly.
We can, please.
Okay. All right. So yes. So that's basically the very first thing that you would have coming about, because there's a lot of disease. There is a high disease burden around. That's how come you are going to get that. Now, there's a lot of times too, because a lot of people are getting those high fevers. Now, when you get those fevers too, there are agents in the body that are being produced to ensure that your body is coming back to normal. And because we have higher temperatures around there, you have all of the agents being produced, and then you realize that in the long run, there's a lot of these happening. There's a lot of the unwanted agents being produced, and then they end up seeping into the brain, getting into these crevices, and in the long run, they are causing this inflammation at this place. So in the to summarize it, I'm trying so much not to be too technical, but in summarizing it, these are some of the new things that the reasons why you would have it more at the northern part of our country, and then recently we getting an outbreak at that place. So,
all right.
I don't know if you would want us to look at the types as well and all that.
Is it communicable, sir?
Well, so I would not touch, but then because of the causes, for example, the bacterial meningitis, if there is that bacterial outbreak, right, you are going to have a lot of people suffering from this entire acute bacterial meningitis, as we call it. That one has a shorter duration, about 24 hours duration. You would have other people also catch it. Assuming it's a viral meningitis, then you know that one would not move from person to person. So definitely, yes, if the cause is of bacterial origin, then we know that we are going to have other people getting this.
All right, so with this knowledge, would you say we should start monitoring, especially from our terminals, with the view of reducing the spread?
Yes, definitely. We really have to do that. We would have to make sure we are keeping each other safe, because there are quite a lot of things that we could do to prevent this. We also have the parasitic type. We have even people with tuberculosis and then get the meningitis, so people who have TB and then they cough and all that. We will definitely need to protect ourselves, because in the long run, if we are putting in preventive measures, then the root causes of the inflammation of these meninges, it's going to be dealt with, and then we know that other people will not be getting it, because it's quite a big deal when it comes up.
So we should be worried about its spread to other parts of the country?
Well, for now, it may not really be an epidemic going to other places for now. But as it is at what's it called, in our Upper West region, we need to ensure as much as possible that we are not having it to get into other people. Apparently, when some of these things break out, I mean to say, the Ghana Health Service, the disease monitoring unit, and all the other people involved to ensuring that they are on ground, and then the surveillance teams are all alerted. So definitely they are able to put in place measures to ensure that people are not passing it on to other people because of the risk involved. There's also much education when some of these things happen. So we know that definitely we will not be getting any spread to other places, and then the surveillance team is going to do the job to ensure that this is not the case.
And now I would want to know the duration for treatment. Is it curable? If yes, what's the duration for treatment?
Okay. So usually we tend to say manage instead of cure, right? Because when it comes, the signs and symptoms that it has, we try and then work around the things that are causing them. So as I mentioned, it could be what's it called? Of viral origin. It could also be that it's parasites that is causing it. It could also be bacteria and all that. So for example, just not to go at if let's say it's E. coli that now so high that you are getting it seeping into the CNS, then that means you have to treat that. If it's fungal, you have to treat that. If it's parasite, you would also have to treat that. I also mentioned that there could also be the acute viral meningitis. When we talk about something being acute, it means it doesn't take long, it's short-lived, and viruses in general are known that when they are causing diseases, in general, not all of them, because you have the human immune virus not lasting too short. They are typically self-limiting. For example, if you have the common cold, which is caused by a virus, it's usually self-limiting. So after a while, it will go. So now, once you begin treating those ones, then you know that they would go away. There's something also called the non-infectious meningitis. So that one is not through an infection, but then it's through probably someone taking a drug, have other disorder, they probably take vaccine or something. So they would also have more like diabetes or something like acute or chronic presentation. So they are similar to meningitis. I think we did not really talk about the symptoms, but then you would have something like the headache, the fever, the rigidity of the neck. Yeah, I think we skipped that part, but let's check that in. You will have all those things. So once you are managing the underlying condition, then you know that it's going away. So for how long will depend on what is causing it. Some people don't use recurrent viral one. As I mentioned, that the acute viral is there. It comes within 24 hours. The person feels that stiffness in the neck and all that. But after a while, it's gone. Now, it could happen that it keeps going, keeps coming, keeps going, it keeps coming. With that one, then you need to treat with antiviral agents. And we could still have the recurrent acute bacteria as well. That one keeps going, keeps coming, and then because it's from bacterial origin, even though that is not very common, we've also observed that sometimes. So the duration will depend on what is causing it, and that by treating it, how long it takes to treat it is what would determine how long the meningitis is going to be treated for.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. But before I let you go, I would want to know the preventive measures we can take.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, it's because of a high disease burden. Simply put, we should try as much as possible to keep ourselves away from getting some of these disease burdens. For example, if you are going to eat, wash your hands, make sure you are preparing your food cleanly, make sure you are not sharing stuff with people, make sure you are practicing safe sex and all that. Because in the long run, when you get certain diseases and then their levels go so high, unless using these easily, and their levels go so high in the blood, then they can seep into what we call the CNS. And in the long run, you'll be able to get some of these inflammations inside these spaces. So basically, just make sure you are preventing, you're having preventive measures. Make sure that you are raising awareness in other people, telling them to keep themselves safe and all that, because in the long run it puts pressure on the health system because of the presentation. The rigidity of the neck that it comes with is very scary, and you may be at the hospital being cared for, and someone comes in and they will have to leave you and attend to that person. If you think it will not affect you if other people are affected, this is one way it may affect you. So let's try as much as possible to be each other's keeper and teach other people how to take care of themselves. And most importantly, we should go out and get have health checks on all that. For example, you could just go to a hospital, a diagnostic center, every 6 months or at least in a year. Just go and then check on yourself to make sure you are living a healthy lifestyle, and then also talk to health professionals whenever you are in doubt.
All right, Doc. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts here on Cocoa Digest Morning Show on CLOG TV. We wish you a great day, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Have a great day too.
All right. So we were talking to Dr. Kwesi Yelaji, who is a medical doctor, and he is educating us on meningitis and its spread in the Upper West region. And he has given us some preventive measures. Clement,
I think
we've been cautioned, so
yes,
I
yes.
think we are good to go.
Taking notes of all
Yes.
this. Yes.
All right, let's quickly have some messages read. I have a couple of them. Okay, so this is from Safe Hasdo. So he's saying, good morning, CLOG TV. Clement, you are looking smart and business-like. All right, so Ejewa Blessing says, good morning, Cocoa Digest. Clement is always talking with passion, and I like that. All right, let's move on to our next message. Ladaka says, good morning, CLOG TV. Good morning, Ladaka. Good morning to you too. We have good morning, CLOG TV. Tell the boss in the studio to change the narrative about national service. Payment of that small amount shouldn't always be in arrears, because that's where the corruption starts. All right, that's ABK TV Ghana. We have D&J Ventures also joining in the conversation. I'm even scared, me that chopped my fees last term, they panic say OSP go invite me. In fact, my basa. He is also saying they can't even afford to pay 715 Ghana cedis, and you are talking about increment. All right, so Kwame Opito is CLOG TV. Good morning, Cocoa Digest morning team show. Show is on more fire. Clement Yabankwe, I like it in this white shirt. Clement, there's a lot of admirations there.
She asked me to wear it.
All right, Stage Africa also says, good morning, CLOG TV. I love your setup. It's because of Val's Day. Next week will be different. All right, TA also says, sorry about that. TA also says, Ken Oforiatta hasn't realized yet that they are now in opposition. He thinks his cousin Nanado is still the president, that no one can talk his matter. I didn't say this, okay? All right. All right, from Mimi Abna Dede, she is also saying, I really love this setup. Thank you so much for your comments. Keep them coming. We'll take our third story, and it's about the financial audit of the Electricity Company of Ghana. The story says that the financial audit of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, for 2024, conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, have uncovered significant financial discrepancies. The audit revealed that a vendor hired by ECG to streamline and coordinate its revenue collection processes received an astonishing 400 million Ghana cedis in commissions. The report also revealed that 5.3 billion Ghana cedis revenue under reporting, raising concerns about mismanagement, financial inefficiencies, and possible corruption within the power distribution company. These findings emerge as a crucial time for Ghana's power sector, which has been struggling with financial instability, increasing debts, and worries about the sustainability of electricity supply in Ghana. This is the latest development.
Yes.
You
yes,
remember,
yes.
I think earlier part of this month, they had their operation Recover something.
Yeah.
They were trying to
oral.
go to, they went to Dansoman. We read the story here last 2 weeks, I think.
So that's the, let's keep the lights on operation.
Yes.
So
They were trying to recover some monies owed by individuals.
Looking at this very government and how they are starting, yes, it's a good cause, and we want to say they should keep it up, because of such an amount is being we're able to get this amount of money back into our electricity company, which is having a lot of losses. I think it's really going to help us. And I just want to say something aside this electricity. That happens to be also an issue of alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion Ghana cedis fund of that's the UPFF, United Petroleum Pricing Fund. I just want to talk about it because of how petroleum prices are increasing. People want to know why petrol prices are increasing, and this is one of the causes. If it happens that this embezzlement is true, because the essence of this embezzlement is price equalization, so that people can transport petrol from Tema to all other places in Wa and other parts of the country. So assuming this happens to be true, then what is the effect on our economy? Meaning petrol prices are going to go very high. People in the petroleum sector are not going to trust in it again. Governments need to now channel the cost or the money they are supposed to invest, exactly like the health sector, back into the petroleum sector to make sure that price of petroleum doesn't go up. That is the essence of setting up this fund. So if there is an issue, I think it came up during the press yesterday by OSP, of this embezzlement, and if it happens to be true, then I think that whoever is involved should pay this amount of money, so that the issue we are having in increasing prices of fuel every 2 weeks in this country will stop. Yes, that it should stop. So that's
it's serious.
It's very serious.
According to a previous audit report from the same company, PwC, they declared ECG under declaring their revenue with some monies unaccounted for. Also, the reports indicated that ECG operates more than 80 different bank accounts, which was contrary to the IMF directives and conditionalities to help the country stabilize when it comes to revenue recovery, the sector recovery, energy sector recovery program. Yes. So they came out to say that they couldn't do it. They can have a centralized system for revenue mobilization, because they have other distribution agencies, and if they are sending in money, they can't use one account. So that was their justification for having 8 different accounts.
There is more than 80.
80, I mean.
And I think when the energy minister came, it was like he was going to close some of the accounts and leave some few of them. Because the question is, 80 is too much. Yes, 80 is too much. So I always say, when it comes to the business sector, and if the government, I would always say, is taking the fight against corruption very serious, then we are going to have this economy. There's going to be a lot of the money that has gone will now come back again. So I believe it's going to help, especially the ECG, that even people are looking at the fact that since they've incurred a lot of costs, they should go into privatization. If all this money is recouped, then we could say that ECG is functioning. Government agencies are functioning, institutions are functioning, then it's a good thing for us to go.
All right, so we will wrap up very short. But before I touch on that, there are a couple of messages I would love to read quickly. This one says that, good morning, Aben from Kwabinya. Are we sure Honorable Oforiata running away from the accountability? Is running away from the accountability? Time will tell. Time really changes, as they say. And I think this should serve as a lesson to current appointees that one day they will account for their deeds. So they will be careful of everything and any decisions taken now. To Honorable Eli Akurugu MP and Dr. Tony Orban, the mining expert. Okay, some names have been called out. And this one also says, good morning to you. The problem we have in Ghana is not only about leadership, but individual mindset as a whole. For Ghana to work again, we need to just change our mindset from Yusuf to Mtini, to Mtia, from Tamale. Thank you so much for sending in your messages and your comments, and thank you for making the show lively. And your contributions are always welcome. So Pimpamsi Hotel in Cape Coast is presenting us with Valentine's Day special for two, forever together. So this is a package and it's going for 560 Ghana cedis, and it's just for tomorrow. So we have a choice of glass of wine, fruit juice, a bottle of beer. That's a package, I mean. So just call for reservations and we'll display the number on the screen, and you would want to get in touch with them and go there. If you are around Cape Coast, please make sure your Val's Day is never without Pimpamsi Hotel. They have nice amenities, they have nice packages for you. Forever together. So up next is our main segment. We are discussing something interesting, something you are in, something I'm in. It's about love. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
CLOG TV. Beyond the policy.
What's that? What are you doing?
All right. So I want to start with you. People want to know you. And so, I want you to introduce yourself to our audience.
I am Elise. I love God. I've known God my whole life. I come from a family of people who love the Lord dearly. My father has been a bishop. My mother is a reverend. My brother is a bishop. My sisters, myself, we all love the Lord. And so growing up, we have been taught to love the Lord. And my father happened to be the head pastor of the church. And so what he did was, he would call you, Elizabeth, come and sing for us. So whether you were prepared or not, he would call you to come and sing. So all the time, by the time you go to church, you should know that you should be ready. Daddy could call you, especially when he knows you would be going somewhere. Elizabeth, get ready to give us a song.
Wow.
So by that, we were encouraged to get on singing. So the whole family sings. But I started singing at the age of, I think I remember about 6.
Wow.
There were about 3 groups in the church.
Okay.
And I don't know, I joined one. But they were singing this local song like that, Sida and those ones, yes. So I joined them. And then the leader of the group was so inspiring. So what happened was that usually during harvests and special programs in the church, they'll call me they'll give me a script to go and learn. Solfege, most times we will learn hymns. And then I would have difficulty reading the notes. So I'll take it to me, my mother would teach me. And then I'll go and sing. But I was so small. So it's like, who is singing? Then the leader of the group, bro, said he'll carry me on the shoulder and I'll be singing. And my voice was so loud. And it was like, hey, this girl. Then people would start bringing me money. And I remember those times our notes were so new. And they put it in my chest. And I remember at one point, the money was just choking. And I said, then I remove all the money and give it to Brose after the singing. In fact, these were things that inspired me. People loved my singing as a child. My father inspired me, and that kept me on. I don't know whether I've talked too much.
Wow, no. It's a beautiful thing to see your journey and all that. Mm-hmm. And I learned your husband too is a pastor?
Yes, he is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you picking after your dad or your mom?
Growing up, I said to myself, I would just marry a pastor, because if I married anybody other than a pastor, I knew I would have problems with the one. It was like, no, I was trained so religiously that I needed somebody who would understand my lifestyle. Otherwise, it would be difficult.
And your expectations have been met?
Yes.
Interesting. All right, so you have a couple of books. I see one here, Marriage and Bondage. That is not marriage, it's bondage.
Absolutely.
What do you have in here?
I said, but Lord, I heard you said once we married, we shouldn't divorce. I said, but Lord, I heard you said once we married, we shouldn't divorce. Why is an innocent lady praying to you just for the marriage to work and you didn't hear? The Lord said he was the one who took the Israelites to Egypt for food. The Egyptians did them some good. But at one point, the Egyptians were harassing them and putting them in bondage. At that point, he had to go save them. So if you're in a marriage, fine. But if you're getting into bondage, no. He would have to come and save you.
That's deep.
And I realize a lot of people are in bondages they are calling marriages for societal and cultural reasons.
That inspired you to write this book.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have in here the voice of the Lord and what the Lord said directed you to do and all that. All right, let's move to this marriage and what it entails. So marriage entails love. That is the basis why we move ahead to marry. What is it?
I would come from 2 angles. Marriage may not necessarily entail love. Because when Isaac had to look for Rebecca, he didn't even go see Rebecca. Abraham sent a servant to go and look for Rebecca for Isaac. What was the love? So it took Isaac to now see Rebecca and to know her and to love her. And therefore, I'm believing that love has to do with something you know, have identified, assessed, and agreed that this is what I want. So that you can see that you be in a place with some people. A lady could be very rude, but a gentleman is so stuck to her. And you'd wonder why. It's like, I know she's loud, I know she's naughty, but I love her. And it will amaze you how the gentleman will live with her for the rest of their life. So, it's about knowing the person and feeling and being able to live with the person, adjusting and getting on through all the challenges of life and going higher.
So this about betrothal marriage. In the Bible, we realize that Joseph was betrothed to Mary, and therefore they didn't have that love. It looks like now that in some of our aspects of the regions where parents will give out their children to be married, they give them up for marriage, and therefore it happened in the Bible as well. In these instances, there's no iota of love, but it ends up going well.
Yeah.
And you are saying that marriage is not about love?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. From this angle, you see, when you live with the person and you live by the principles that God has set for marriage, which are a man should submit to Christ. So as long as a man is taking instructions from Christ, he's bound to lead the home correctly. And then the woman can submit to the man because he's taking instructions from the right. So the man will not say, let us go and drink. If you both go drink, who will take care of your children? So the man would inspire you, let's rise up and pray. That is a godly man leading. So in fact, the basis of marriage is Christ. That's why Christ even likened the church as to his bride. Do you understand? So it's about something godly. Marriage is not just there that you meet somebody in a club, you dance, and then you decide to be together. I see it as sociology. I see it as societal something. But marriage was instituted by God for a reason. In this, a man is supposed to respect Christ, the woman respects the man, and that is the order.
So in instances where people find their partners in clubs and all that,
so they are just, it's a union.
It's a union.
It's a companionship. Yes, especially where the leadership is not from Christ. Okay, so they could survive, but they would manage, but that is not the setup, the order.
Wow. I'm learning a lot from you, actually. So when you talk about you being inspired by the voice of God, someone make you, how is the voice of God? How would you hear the voice of God?
Oh, okay, God, you know, why would somebody just get up and go and steal? He heard something, that pick it. So everybody hears a voice.
Okay.
It could be God's voice or the devil's voice. So it takes you and your instincts and your training to know that you are hearing from God or the devil. Somebody tells you are there and then you see a book, you say, pick it. You know it's not for you. You know it is wrong. And that's why you want to hide to pick it. But when you hear a voice from God, you know that is also. Do you understand? So having heard a lot of ladies and gentlemen in the problems they were going through, I agreed that people enter into the relationships thinking they love somebody, but you are allowed by somebody who takes a cane to beat you, somebody who sees you as a child, and once you have done something wrong, you take a cane and beat you. Even when did your parents stop beating you? I can't see a parent beating a child at 18. No, you hardly see it. And then you've grown to 25, 26, and the man can pick a cane and lash you because there's salt in the food. Oh, I have a problem with that.
Charlie Clement, I hand it over to you.
I think Reverend is taking us to the biblical point of view of marriage, and I think let's get to the other side so that you take us from there and you bring us to the Bible. Yes, because a lot of people watch and they are thinking of Vows Day tomorrow and how the celebration is going to be. Yes, some thinking of going out and stuff. Yeah. So Rev, what is love?
Love is an emotion towards somebody, an emotion of goodness, of wellness, of grace towards somebody. That if I have a phone and I would want to keep it to myself, that's well. And at one point I feel I could give this phone to somebody without being bothered.
Okay.
I have something for the person. I can call it love.
Okay. So would you say that in love, one should lose him or herself?
I don't agree. You need to be yourself in order to love.
Okay.
If you are loving out of not being yourself, you are making a mistake.
A mistake?
Yes. Love should be you. Why should you not be you loving? Then you are not loving. It's fake.
Okay.
So love should be you.
Okay.
And that is why you should know yourself, should have loved yourself, and then you can love somebody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Most of the people who beat their partners and stuff in life, they don't love themselves. Because if you love yourself, I was beating my first boy at one point. When the king hit me, the way I felt, I never beat that boy in that manner again. Like I used to lash like with all the strength. Now I reduce the strength. My intention is to correct you, not to harm you. So now I beat you for you to feel it but not to hurt you. So if you love yourself, you would translate it to somebody. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. So you can't beat somebody you love.
Okay. But Rev, people believe that in love, you should be able to put yourself in the person's shoe.
Absolutely. And that is what I'm advocating for. That if you don't want to be beaten, like I beat myself and saw how it felt. I don't want to beat my son that way anymore. Yes. So I'm saying that the way you want to be treated, treat the person like that. You understand? That if you are coming home and you know that by the time you got home, you would want to have food as a man, then the day your wife is out in town and she's coming late, remember how you felt.
So I should prepare the food?
I would be so grateful you do that. I would be so good because the way you felt, even if you could not prepare, you could just buy something for her or give her a helping hand when she comes out. Oh, what about late? You just do this for me. Let me help you put this together. You see, because of the way you know you felt when you are hungry, so she feels the same. Why do you think the woman would not feel the same? She feels the same too. So give her a helping hand.
Okay. Rev, will you agree? I think it's in the Bible that for two to even move on unless they agree.
Yeah.
So in love there should be an agreement. So had there been a situation that you would counselor, you've been there, people are in love but they don't agree to each other?
They will not. In fact, have you seen twins fighting before? You know, but I don't expect that as much as these fingers are on me, they would be the same.
Okay.
At one point, there's something different. Look at the mindset. There's something you are thinking, there's something I'm thinking. So we cannot think together at the same time. And that is why there's bound to be disagreements and differences. Because at one point where you are bringing an issue to me, my mind may be far. I remember my third boy, he likes to, especially when he sees me in the kitchen, I think he has some feeling for me, like mommy is tired. So he rather wants to come and hug me, mommy. Then I interpreted it wrongly. When he came, I was like stressed and I said, Reggie, go. Then I realized I was pushing my boy away. What should I have to do? Then I called him, Reggie, you know, hey, as you were playing with me, my mind was far away. I was thinking about what to go to Accra to do tomorrow. I'm begging, I'm sorry, come. Do you understand? So at the time, Reggie was not thinking the way I was thinking. So I'm not even using couples, I'm using real life. That we can't agree there. But because we know that, we should find a way of communicating. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Why did you react this way? And I beg you, my mind was far away. Do you understand? Let me give you another scenario. There were times I was in the kitchen and so tired that I wished I were out of the kitchen. Then something would tell me, just finish this and go. When you finish this, then go and lie in bed. By the time I got into the room, my husband would have been waiting. Lizzie, give me a cup of... Hey! It felt like I should die because it looked to me like my time was calculated, like my breath level was near, and it was like... So I had calculated that from here, I was just going to do. Then I get in and say, please pick this. They say, oh, I'm dying. Do you understand? So we can't. Then I have to tell them, when I do that, it takes somebody to understand me, otherwise it's trouble.
Yeah.
It will take him to understand that he's asked me to do something. I stood all the time in the kitchen, left him in the room alone. You came, I just asked you to do this for me, and then you are doing this. So it takes somebody to understand that, oh, I said I was there all this time. I was even calculating to finish something quickly and come and lie down and breathe. So as I came in and you pounced on me that way, Papa, I beg. Do you understand? So the communication, because the person cannot always know what is in your mind. So two can never agree, except they decide to agree.
Two can never agree,
except they decide to agree. Yeah.
So there should be a decision.
There should be a decision. It should be deliberate.
Deliberate.
Yes.
Okay.
If you see people who are working, they are working on it. It's deliberate. That if I spoke this way to my man and he got angry, tomorrow I'll speak this way. Deliberate. You spoke this way, you got angry. Tomorrow you go and speak the same way. You are destroying something. Yeah.
I think let me ask my last question.
Okay.
I think you made mention of the fact that we need to understand ourselves, and that leads to what we call love language. Now, Rev, what is your take on the word love language? Do we even have the word love language at all?
Yes, we have love language. Love language is, I watch my sister and the husband.
Okay.
They have a love language, and sometimes it's the eyes.
The eyes.
So if you are very smart, you could see everything they are doing around, but it's not loud.
And that's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. So my sister could be sitting with me, and before I realize she's gone into the room. Yes. And then you just know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a whistling.
Yeah.
The whistle, then they know somebody's calling somebody. Yes. So it is there. So you create it. In my family, we have a language. So meeting those things. Yes. So when we are in public, we just do it to connect ourselves. So the other person will be a stranger. So every relationship should build something that spurs them on. I remember there was a time I was dancing. I like dancing a lot.
Okay.
And so I was dancing at a program. I was dancing like my husband would allow me to dance. So I was dancing. Then at one point he did. Do you know why? A gentleman came and was misbehaving on the ground. He was dancing, some rolling the head, and I was there dancing. You see, his attitude is casting on me. So I'll lose my respect if I joined in the dance. Okay. So my husband quickly signaled, and I sat down. So after the program, my sister asked me, "Hey, your husband allowed you to dance and he was watching us?" And I said, "He signaled me to sit down." He said, "He did." And I said, "He did." At the point I sat down, he signaled me to sit down because the boy was misbehaving. So you should know those things. And it comes with growing together and wanting to know each other for the better.
Okay.
All right, before we move to our next question, let's take a quick break, and we have more for you. Please stay.
CLOG TV, beyond the policy.
Special edition of the Cocoa Digest morning show here on CLOG TV. We are talking about pre-vows. We are talking about the day tomorrow. Yeah, that is Valentine's Day, and we want to help you make informed decisions by tomorrow. So we have here Reverend L. Lees, who is helping us talk about love, and we're delving deeper into it. So please stay. Send in your comments and messages. We'll read them out. Tell us your view and your perspective about love as well. So we just spoke about love language and how your sister was using the I and everything to communicate with the partner. And I want to know, that is an aspect of communication. Aside this, what other forms of communication do you have?
It's subjective.
Okay.
I don't want to say we have this, we have. It is subjective. If you think about a relationship, depending on the couple at stake, the communication may differ from one to the other. I just give you the example of my sisters. Somebody may not use sign language or other language. Their way of communication may be just shouting. And yelling.
Okay.
So that when you get to certain environments, you see, do you understand? There were two families, okay, and then I noticed that anytime we went to one particular family, the children were quiet. I think there were no children in the house. But when you got to the other family, the children were loud. Do you understand? And then I noticed that those parents of those loud children were the loud type who were having issues in their marriage. That kind of thing. And then these other people, the children don't even know their parents fight. They do everything indoors. When they come out there like that. So I don't want to restrict myself to forms of communication as if I'm doing some lectures. But I want to be not that. It depends on what works for you. Okay, so that anyhow, any way you can make it work for you, to give you the results you want. Just go for that.
But it is important to communicate.
Very, because the heads are separate. Your head is different from it. It will shock you that at one point what you are thinking is far from what the other. So that it's possible what you want to present at the time. The person may agree, but at the stance, the person's mind is away. So it is when you bring the person's mind back that, oh, this is what I'm talking about. Let me like that. Do you understand? Yeah. So something that works for you is what you should take. I don't want to go, I want to be really practical. I don't want to go book this kind of communication, this kind of communication. And so what? The marriages are dying. So tell them, any way you will live for your life to work, do it that way. Do you shout in front of the children? Do you think it works for you? Do it that way. If you stay indoors and you are able to solve your problems amicably and the children don't know, do you think that is better? Work that way. That is how I want to talk.
Rev, I think that's very laudable because social media and all platforms are giving us steps even to follow to have a successful marriage, steps to follow to have a successful relationship. Yes, and at the end of the day, as you are saying, marriage are collapsing, relationships are collapsing. So I keep on asking myself that the past questions are not workable.
All right. What I'll say is that it is important to have knowledge.
Okay.
The knowledge is important, but you don't have knowledge just for the sake of it. You implement the knowledge you have. And that is why we have a lot of people going to universities and coming out looking for jobs. Because why should you go to your university and come out and look for a job? You are supposed to be, you see, there was one thing I learned in the university, that you should be analytical. Every question they give you, you don't just, why is Kweku a boy? Kweku is a boy because he has this. No! After saying Kweku is a boy, you mention the date Kweku was born. You talk about everything, social life, cultural life. You talk about everything. So by the time you come out of the university, no matter the course you do, you should be analytical and you should be able to think. And so how can we come out of the university? We can plan something to do right for ourselves. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm saying there's something wrong with the theory. We should practicalize the theory. The theory is good. And in fact, we always write, like I've written in my book, it's a theory. But it takes somebody to practicalize it. Okay, she says that if I beat a woman, and she's supposed to be one with me, and I beat her, that means I'm beating myself.
Okay.
So why should I beat my wife? It means I'm beating myself. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes. Okay. So I will not do it. You have talked to yourself by that one step. So I'm saying that the theory is necessary, but we should practicalize the theory. People think marriage works on its own. You have a woman. You have expectations of her. You have a man. You have expectations of her. The expectations were not dogmatized. They were not put in you. Sure. You are living a real life. That even in our homes, you can have lights on today and light off tomorrow. Look at times that the weather is so hot when they take off the light. How you feel? Were you expecting it?
No.
You would not expect it. So what do? You quickly adjust. So we are saying that I know this of a woman, like I was just telling you about the food, is a woman who cooks for me. So once I am home, she should come and cook for herself. No, something should tell you, how did I feel when I came and there was no food? She will feel same, let me help her. But see, it's a woman who cooks. It's a man who cooks.
I think, Mom, what you're saying, the ladies watching are very happy for you saying this, because most vast day, and I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. Most of them will be expecting their guys to prepare something nice for them.
That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not advocating for, and I want to be clear on this. I'm not advocating for that equity, equality kind of thing.
Okay.
I already said, when it comes to relations, especially marriage, there is order.
There's order.
Before God. The man's head is Christ, and you are the man's head. There is no way a woman should try and override the man. You are breaking protocol.
Exactly.
Okay. No matter how big a man is and how small, no matter how old a man is and how small a gentleman is, once the big man is a security, you submit to your boss, that 23-year-old boy, and you are assisting, but you are there. So there should be that. I'm not asking the ladies to go and disrespect their husbands. No. I disagree, absolutely. Yes, sure. I'm saying that your husband should have mercy on you. As much as it is your work to cook, because you are coming late, they could just, out of love, do something to help you. Okay, so I don't want to be mistaken.
Okay. So, Mom, there was a school of thought that says that successful relationship should be both partners winning. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I be in a relationship and continue loving a man who doesn't love me? In fact, why should I be there?
With so much passion.
Let me put my hand down small. Why should I be there and then loving my man, thinking well of him? When I go to work and they serve me, sometimes you have meetings, they give you takeaway. And the first person I'll think about is, let me pack this for my handsome man. And then I'll go and buy some yams around and eat and take the pack to the man. Like, this is what I was saying. I think it befits you. Whilst I am doing that, the man is comfortably picking a beautiful, well-shaped, standing person who hasn't had the 4 children I've had. Forgetting that she also come and have the 4 children.
Okay.
It should be as flat as I have become. Yes.
I understand.
So I'm saying that it should be reciprocal.
Win-win.
No, win-win.
Yes.
Don't love a man who doesn't love you. Please, you women, stop chasing a man to love you. If you put your head on the plate and a man says he will not love you, he will not love you. You see, a man who fears God will not do the wrong thing, even if you are not around.
Okay.
Even if you are not around, because he fears God. Okay. So it doesn't take the wife to be around to say, I'm behaving. It takes him to fear God to say, I'll behave. Do you understand? So I'm saying that it should be reciprocal. Expect that what you give to your husband, you are getting back.
Exactly.
I'm not saying don't be kind, but make sure that you're also treated in the way you also feel loved. If you feel abused, please, no. I don't agree. You should I feel abused? That my husband, I will talk to me, oh fine, and then when they come, Teshina said, it's not right.
It's not right.
And that is the bondage God is talking about.
Okay.
There are a lot more people are in bondages they are calling because you are not happy. You wish, he doesn't respect me as much. You are not happy. So it should be reciprocal.
It's reciprocal.
Yes.
Okay. I think there is another that says that men are motivated when they feel needed. Is that true?
Absolutely. So are women.
So are women.
So
It's reciprocal.
It's a human nature. And by you, the man, you're taking it for yourself.
Oh.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You see, I am coming from an angle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm coming from an angle where sometimes I don't make people land before I give answers.
Okay.
Because I have seen these things. You see, when the gentlemen in my office are talking, I listen deeply. They think that they can go and pick any girl.
Okay.
And the one should not talk. So I remember at one point, I said to one, you know, give your wife permission to also go and pick somebody one day. And then you can go ahead with it. No for you. So the men have a certain relationship because of our cultural setup. You see, even in our homes, they allow the gentlemen to sleep and the girls will be sweeping. It's a queer who will be called. You have to call all of them. At one point, I was sick and came to live with my sister. That's how I could talk about her. Do you know what? My boys, when I was home and telling them that the chores is for everybody, men and women. So I don't just call the girl to do that. I involved all of them. At one point, my boy called me and said, Mami, you used to be telling me that we should do these things. We should do these things. I now understand. Now I'm cooking. I'm doing this. I'm doing... You see,
And he's happy.
He's happy. He said he doesn't need the sister to get, because most times the sister was not around. And he could just get up and cook for the sister. So tell me, oh, now it's late today. I've got something for her to eat. And it was so beautiful. What do you think is now she should get up and sweep? For who should sleep? We start that problem from our homes.
Okay.
We should correct it from their home.
Okay.
There are called expectations of love. When you get to a certain age, they say you're too old to be around. You should find someone. Is it by force to marry?
I don't agree
Is it
one
by force
bit.
to have a partner?
I don't agree one
Please
bit.
tell them.
We have set social and cultural standards that are hurting people.
Okay.
So right now, somebody will just go on social media and type, I need a man. A kidnapper who has a job by your adverts will quickly come for you.
Sure.
And do you think the kidnapper will come in the regalia with a knife and hooks and all that?
No.
He will come well dressed and with a rose. And will present, hello, Siri, how are you? We'll go out one day. So there's a third type, come to my house. Then you know he's a kidnapper. So I'm saying that stop pushing the people. Marriage doesn't make anybody. You make marriage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Marriage doesn't make anybody. There are people who have done I love you, and they are crying. Go to the law courts and see. They are coming out and they are crying, God, I love you, but I love you, let me hug you for the last time. But you love the person, but you are coming out. Why? Do you understand? There's something that is not working. So don't push people. That age, you see, even let me give this practical example. There was this lady that was very late married at a very old age. And then she married and soon went to have a child and died. I think if the lady were told that if you married and had a child, you die, she would opt not to marry.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that marriage, fine, instituted by God to extend our generations and to fulfill His purposes on it. Fine, if you're in the purpose of God and it comes to you, welcome it and live right in it. But don't be pushed into it. Be sure who you are marrying. My second book is on charisma or character. Be sure who you are marrying, because that gentleman you are seeing bringing you the rules, he may be a kidnapper. So, are you looking at why should a gentleman? What was your question? I just lost it because of what you said.
So
Yes.
they have to come together before they decide they want to marry. Isn't
So I
necessary?
think Yeah, so
Was
I
that
think you wanted to make a point that it's what we want before we move into marriage.
No,
like
yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm saying that don't try getting everything you want before you may make a mistake of your life because the partner you are in the relationship with might have come because of what you are showing. Okay, so like now things, if we don't take care, things will be very worse in the future. Do you know why? Everything is fake. If I come on TikTok, I can do something, filtering and polish myself. Everything is fake, and it is creeping into our very selves that people don't even want to be real. Do you understand? So I'm saying that don't get everything before you engage somebody. Let the person rise with you. Let the person see you eating the dairy and sugar. Yes. Then when the jollof comes, the person would also know that we ate dairy and sugar before. Now we are having jollof in this. Do you understand?
I understand.
And so the men who are making the mistake of wanting everything, you at 45, you are getting near pension. At pension when your child is 15, not yet in the university, you really struggle. Please, we have our days, and Bible says, teach us to number our days. So I'm saying that know what is before you. Plan your life. At 29, at 27, let me get somebody. I just get a single room, put her in, and I mean well. So if I mean well and I'm working, in the next 5 years, we'll get a 2-bedroom apartment. In the next 3 years, our children would have been this. Then you are going. And you want to, the motive is wrong. That's why somebody want to get everything for marriage.
But Mom, you see,
and you don't agree that the motive is.
Yes,
I agree. But sometimes it's not the man. Let me speak for my point.
Yes, I want to address
sometimes
that
it's not the man because the woman, when you appear as you don't have anything, you don't have a place, they'll be like, you are not my type, you are not my size.
So you are not his type. Why do you want to be her type? She's not real. Please,
she's not real.
Stop it.
Okay.
You see, this is the mistake you gentlemen are making. At the point you weren't pleasing her.
Okay.
You were not yourself. And that is how you want to be in the relationship. It will fall. Because the genuinity was not there from start. The foundation was wrong, was on sand. Let the person see you. Hey, Minishi, but me will be my school. I'll not disappoint you. One day I'll work. And for your understanding that you have showed me, when it is well with me, I'll honor you. Dr. Otabawa has been saying where he started from. And Mama Joy was with him. And most of our ministers, they started from the women were with them. And today they are big. And they deserve to enjoy. If you should yourself before you get somebody, you may make a mistake of your life. Recently, I even told somebody very close to me that every Valentine, you try giving something to your friend. This time, don't do it and see the reaction.
Okay.
Because it means you have taught her. In life, there are times that men even lose their jobs.
Yes.
In the month or in the year that you don't get it for her, you have to take it from another man. That's what you taught her. So she begin to take, one for mommy, I know the more before. So I said, this year, don't give her anything and check her reaction.
So my question again,
this year, some of us will not give anything.
I didn't give you your answer.
You don't give anything.
I didn't give you your answer.
So when they are dating, they want to be together in the room for some time till they finally make the decision that you are the one for me. Is it right?
It is wrong.
Okay.
It is wrong. Because if there's something Bible says we should run and fly from.
Flee.
It says flee, fly and run. It means flee. You see, the God that made this world, who gave us the Bible as his manual, he knows what he's saying.
Exactly.
Yes. And in fact, the truth is that for the many people who were even involved in certain ways before they got into relationship, there was nothing more to it. There was nothing more to it. Society and other people say, but there was not, what more was there to it? But when you have that thing that I kept myself for this person, understood what we're going to do, and so I took my time and prepared for it, that respect in your head will carry you on. You see, there was this gentleman who used to be going out with a lady, and then when he did, anytime we were coming back, the lady, they'll pass behind uncompleted buildings. Now they're married. And the lady was pregnant 7 months. And those times, this Domelo, Honorable Domelo, there are some things had come. And we go to the mall. And it's Silver Bed. The lady said, the gentleman said, please, can I go with your sister, who was now living with them, to Silver Bed to watch this Domelo film? The lady said, it's unfortunate. You can't go. Because I know what happens when we go. So the trust is broken.
Yes.
Trust is broken. I have said, and I'll say again, do not be intimate with anyone you are not married to. It's a general statement, and it cuts across. It means that if you marry, you will not go to anybody who is your wife. If you marry, you will not go to anyone who is not your husband. So do not be involved with anybody you are not married to, even if the person is your fiancé. Because you are not married to the person. So why are you with the person? Are you married?
Okay.
No.
There's a
So
big
it is, yes, it's a big issue. It's not, why are you with somebody you are not married to?
All right. We have limited time, but
Yes.
I want you to give us some small tips on dating before you go.
On dating. I think that you should make your own decision. Look at somebody from afar, the men. Look at the person, don't rush. Spend time without informing the person about your intention. Find everything you want to see about the person. See how she gets angry. See how she gets happy. See how she works. Look at all those things carefully. Then you might have made your decision already. You found her weaknesses already. Then you can go. Hey, when we saw the boys in I love you. Do you understand? So make a deliberate homework before you enter. And don't be involved from start, because when you get intimate from start, all you want to do is to maintain what you started. And you can see signs that, no, this is not working for me, and you are committed. Sometimes you are pregnant, sometimes you have a child, and you are bound. So I'm thinking that look well, do all your investigations before you go. And in the olden days, they were doing investigations, so the families were doing investigations. Now they don't do it anymore. I am advocating for a comeback. It is necessary. Even the blood. There are sicknesses in some families that you should. At the end of the day, the person comes and is insane. The marriage will spoil. So why do you say love, and you go and into that the marriage is spoiled? So let's do our investigations right. That is what I'm thinking.
All right. So let's quickly talk about the book.
Yeah.
If someone wants it, where can the person afford it?
The person can always contact me. I don't know whether I can have my number.
Please.
Yeah.
Mention.
Okay. So 0540 275896 or 0264 438886.
All right. Can you repeat them?
0540 275896 or 0264 438886.
Thank you so much for passing through. We enjoyed this.
I hope I didn't talk too much.
No, not at all.
Okay, thank
we
you.
wanted more, but our time is limited.
Thank
So
you. I'm grateful.
we'll have a call back. I hope you'll be available.
I will always be there.
All right, so that was Reverend L. Lees, and she was speaking to us about marriage. She is author. She has a book. You would want to contact the number she mentioned earlier and grab one if you want to speak to her personally. I loved her counseling. I loved everything she said. If you do as well, please contact her, and I'm sure she'll give you what you want. We also have an actor who is also coming to talk about love. You want to know what he has to say? Please stay after this break.
CLOG TV. Beyond the policy.
Allow me go anywhere. What's your problem?
Carrying my child. You sleep with another man. You will regret it. You must think low of me. Now get back inside. If you try hit me, go to hell. What is it? Stop! Woman, I'm married with my hard-earned money. No, take a look. Take a look. Banku with no meat for an ordained minister, a kingdom worker. A degree only a person like me. First of all, I'm really sorry with you. Yes, it was a bet. And baby, you're so difficult to approach. I guess you won. Yes, I did. But I lost too! I lost! The plan wasn't to stay with you. I was supposed to have my way and go. But I fell in love with you and I lost the bet. And I'm glad I lost. Babe, I love you.
Allow me go anywhere. What's your problem?
You're carrying my child. You sleep with another man. You will regret it. You must think low of me. Now get back inside. If you try hit me, go to hell. What is it? Stop! Woman, I'm married with my hard-earned money. No, take a look. Take a look. Banku with no meat for an ordained minister, a kingdom worker. A degree only a person like me. First of all, I'm really sorry with you. Yes, it was a bet. And baby, you're so difficult to approach. I guess you won. Yes, I did. But I lost too! I lost! The plan wasn't to stay with you. I was supposed to have my way and go. But I fell in love with you and I lost the bet. And I'm glad I lost.
So that gentleman you saw getting that dirty slap is here with me in the studio, and is the person of Andy Tete. He is an actor, and he will tell us more about the slaps later on the show. Hi, Andy. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So you survived with that slap, huh?
I mean, it's part of the job. So.
It's part of the job. Who is Andy Tete?
Well, Andy is a go-getter. I'm an actor, presenter, basically a lead, like a chilled guy.
I see that.
Yes, sociable.
And a macho man.
Oh no, I'm not macho. I'm just okay.
All right, so today is a pre-Vals day, and we are talking about love. So it doesn't matter whether you are an actor or you are an author. If you come on this show today, you talk about love. And I see some of your love scenes, and I want to know, during that character, how do you put yourself in it? Is it that you remember something that happened and you want to... what happens at that point? What do you remember?
You mean when I'm playing like a scene?
Yes.
Or, okay. So usually before you go on set, you are given a script. So you have to read and then try and understand the character and what motivated them to do what they did. So basically when I go on set, I've already psyched my mind as to what I'm coming to do. So if you need me to cry, like you're saying, sometimes I remember perhaps something that happened to me that was very painful, then I put myself in that mood and then I cry. If I have to be a lovable person, yeah, you have to.
What do you mean by you have to be a lovable person? Have you been in love before?
Of course.
What is love? To you, what is love?
Well, love is, I feel like, is an emotion, and when you have like a strong affection for somebody, yes, I feel that's my definition of love.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, Beatrice. How are you doing?
We are fine. You have
Hi,
to get into the
Andy.
conversation because this thing called love.
Exactly. So
What do you have to ask?
while he was learning what love was, the only thing that came in mind to ask him is, do you think that the concept of love has changed over time?
It completely has.
Why do you think
Okay,
so?
I think that, I was sitting back there when the beautiful counselor was speaking,
Yeah.
and I think she made very beautiful points. But I think that sometimes the times we are in now, some of the things she said don't actually
Apply to us.
because this Gen Z era, millennial era, a lot of these things, they don't apply at all. So I feel like back in the day, people could, like she said, stay in a single room with like somebody and say that, oh, we will grow together and things like that. But in these times, it doesn't work like that.
What's the can't?
It's not possible because people don't want to grow with you. They want to see that you're already there before you make an approach towards them, because they will never like sacrifice and work hard with you. They want to see it like a finished product. So to answer your question, like in these times, a lot of these things don't apply now.
So it's making your work difficult now. It is. You're advocating for your sex. It's making it difficult. The ladies are not agreeing to grow with you when you have nothing.
But I mean, like if you insist and you persist and you're able to like convince them that you're going to be something better, I think that maybe the wise ones, sorry to say, like the wise ones will understand you.
That's fine. But then do you think that the traditional way of love at first was okay compared to the modern ways? You see, initially you used to go to your parents' house, the guy, just say, or throw war, just to talk to you.
Right.
But now we meet people on dating apps, on social media. Comparing these two, which one do you think was okay?
I think that the traditional way of meeting people and speaking to them were those times. Okay, because at those times we didn't have all these apps, social media, even phones and all that. So you have to even write letters to be posted and all that.
Yeah.
But now, thankfully, people have developed apps that you can easily meet somebody and be texting them, get their numbers and all of that. So I think that's, I mean, times are changing and people are developing so fast. So when the times change, you have to also adapt. You can't always stay in the traditional way. You also have to be digital and move on.
So, but it was helping them.
Exactly.
And the rate at which people divorce their partners was lower. And now we are in digital world. We want to see people on our social medias to fall in love and all that. Shouldn't we go back to where we started from?
Do you actually have like statistics to show that the rate at which the divorce rate back in the day was low?
Yes, I have, but I can't show you the facts now. But what we hear nowadays is like divorce rate and people not even having the interest to come together for marriage is higher than it used to be. And I think the parent helping then times was also a factor because as the counselor said, they help you to decide who you want to be with.
Exactly.
Now you want to do everything alone, so maybe you are having oversight. Or you don't agree with me, the way you are looking at me.
No, I agree. I mean, you cannot like choose a partner based off of what you see alone. Sometimes you have to sit with your parents or family, and they're going to help you by giving you advice. Do you really think that this is the person you want to finally settle down with? And I think that this generation, we really need to do like a self-introspection about ourselves. Like, I'm not married, okay, but
don't worry, feel free. So long as you've fallen in love before any reason up.
So he's still in love.
He's in it out.
Well, but I think that we really need to look at ourselves.
Okay.
And sometimes you see that people spend so much money doing lavish weddings. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like
extravagant.
Yes. And then in a few years or months, you hear that they are facing issues and they are filing for divorces. And you're asking yourself, are these not the same people that were so much in love when you saw them?
So happy.
You know, so like think about this. Ask yourself, is this something you really want to? Because like you're saying, back in the day, our parents, even if they had issues in marriages, they didn't just quickly make decisions like I want to divorce. Mm-hmm. They always found a way to work it out, because if I want to go biblically, the Bible says that we shouldn't even divorce. Like once you're married, it should be like for life. So but now people just, smallest thing, they're packing their bags and they're leaving their husband's house. And I think that it's not the right thing to do. I mean, we all have our shortcomings, but let's try and like find a way and come on the same page and work things out. No matter, okay, I'm not saying even if the person is trying to kill you, stay. Okay, unless it gets to a point where you think that you cannot take it anymore. But the rate at which we make decisions as to or we want to divorce is too bad.
So with what you are saying, if I'm getting you right, you mean that we should learn how to love?
Yes.
Okay, so then what makes love strong? Or how should we be in a relationship to make it last long?
Right.
I know of effective communication.
That's the thing women always talk about. Right.
Exactly, because why would I be in a relationship with my partner and over time our communication drops? Initially it was all rosy, it was all sweet, and as much as first love what you say. But then why do you tell me you love me today and then in the next few years everything changes? Is it that you found someone or?
Well, I think that, communication is very important. And also I feel like one thing we always need to have in our minds is respect for your partner. Because over time, the level at which you loved your partner from the beginning, you will not actually love them the same way. So when you have the respect for them, even if things are going sour, because you have so much respect for them, you will not behave in a certain way.
Exactly.
So I think that communication, respect, yes, basically the most important ones to keep a relationship going forward.
So what are some of the common mistakes we do in relationships that causes breakups?
Well, so let's just get this clear. I'm not like a counselor. I'm just like, this is just basically
share your
my views, so
experience.
It's fine if differ with some of the things I'm saying, but like you're saying, like some of the mistakes we do in relationships. Lack of communication. Sometimes when you fall in love at first and you meet this lady, there are certain things you do all the time to impress the lady. I'm not saying overly impress. Like you call her, babe, are you okay? Have you eaten? I want to come and see you. These petty things. But at a point when you guys have dated for like a year or two, you feel like, after all, she's mine, so I won't do these things anymore. Okay. You don't have to do that. Like, you still have to maintain that energy. It gives her the impression that my man is still in love with me. But some of us, we feel like she's still mine. No matter if I don't call her, she's gonna be fine and all that. I think that these are some of the petty things we also do that causes like breakup.
That's nice.
Does social media have an effect on our partnership?
Okay, I think...
If not me, is it doing that for you?
No.
No?
Yes. Social media doesn't have
an impact in your relationship
yes,
life.
But I can speak about the impact it's having on relationships.
Okay.
I think that social media is like a necessary evil for us. You know, it's been good, but sometimes too, it creates a certain kind of like our partners see certain things on social media and they feel like, why is this not me? Why is my partner not doing this for me? Because if this girl on social media is posting that their partner got them a brand new Range Rover for their birthdays, why is my partner not doing the same for me? But for all you know, some of these things they post on social media are not real, okay? And sometimes you have to understand your partner if they are financially stable to be able to provide you. If some people might not be able, but if you see the way they are working and trying to make sure you are okay, you are happy, like, you know, they move mountains just to make sure you're okay, you have to like appreciate them, because definitely one day they're going to be able to provide this Range Rover or whatever you want. So I think that social media, it can be a positive thing, because sometimes too you watch certain things on social media and you pick the positives out of it and you apply into your relationship. You don't only pick the negatives. But unfortunately for some people, they only see these people, they've gone to Zanzibar, they've gone to South Africa, they're going on trips. You are always here, you don't even take me out, you know. But you know, you don't always have to compare what you see on social media to the real life situation in your relationship.
So what advice can you give to your younger self about a relationship?
My younger self? I'll tell myself, like, don't rush, you know, like, you know, when I was young, I mean, I'm so young though, but like, I mean, when I was, you know, I feel like I saw my peers dating, and I felt like I needed to also quickly find somebody I can call my one, and it made me make certain right decisions. So I feel like I'll take my time and choose right.
All right, let's go back and deal a bit with your career, that is the acting. How has the industry been so far?
Wow. It's been a roller coaster.
How long have you been acting?
It's been over a decade, like 10 years plus. Yes. But unfortunately, I'm not still to the pedestal I want to get to, but I'm still striving, you know, because I find myself in a certain industry, which is now, where you have to really do a lot to be acknowledged or recognized, you know, and I'm not ready to go to those levels. Sometimes people do all kinds of negative things just to gain attention and be known. But I want to be known for my craft and for my good films. Okay, so I'm taking it one step at a time, and I know that there are a few people who recognize my work and they love me for what I do. So yeah.
All right. Do you produce your own movies?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You have a producer?
Yeah. Mostly people produce and they call me and I act for them.
Oh, okay. I heard you are into Nigerian movies too. How did you get yourself featured in there?
Yeah, so last year I spent most of my time in Nigeria, filming in Nigeria. So I got a call there was this Nigerian producer who came here some years back. I worked with him. So I just got in touch with him because nothing was really happening in Ghana. Our film industry is very dormant. And if you really want to be an actor in this country and make good money, you have to cross over, because that's where the things are happening. So I got in touch with him and I told him I want to come there and shoot some of their films, the YouTube, the cinema. And he told me, oh, I can come. So I went there. I mean, it wasn't all easy from the start, because over there you are seen as an upcoming actor. Nobody basically knows you. But I mean, once they recognize your talent and they see that you are good, they start using you. So it's been good.
So Nigeria is better than Ghana, you would say, when it comes to acting?
Yes, I dare say. I'm not happy saying it. I don't like to compare them to us, but we can't hide the truth. Nigeria is doing big things in terms of the art. Even it's not just film, music. They are doing like big things, and I don't know.
What exactly have you seen wrong with our industry?
Well, I hope they don't come for me, but
say what you have to say.
So like there are certain people they call gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Okay, these are number one people that are sabotaging our industry because they feel like they know it all, and whenever people come into the industry or country to film, they feel like they should pass through them before they do anything, and they keep sucking people away. And that's not the right thing to do in Nigeria. Like, it's not like people just go there to film, but it's an open place. Show us what you can do, and then we'll support you. So that's one of the things. Our gatekeepers, we don't have distribution channels or platforms like TV or like Netflix, Prime Video, and all of that. They are all in Nigeria. They are not here because of reasons best known to them. But when it comes to talent, we have overdose of talent here. It's just a few things like funding, investors, and all that. Nigerians, they like to risk. They are business people. But over here, a Ghanaian man, investor, you walk to them, oh, please, I want to produce a to invest your money. They're going to look at you and ask you, how can I make my money back? But over there in Nigeria, they don't even care if they don't really make the money. The fact that they know that they are pushing an agenda to help promote their industry, they will do it.
So Jifa Gomashi is the minister for your industry, and I know in one way or the other you might be communicating to her. Do you have something to tell her?
First of all, I want to say big congrats to you, Mama, Honorable Jifa Gomashi, Minister of Tourism. I think it's just something we've been fighting for, because we always say that we wanted one of us in Parliament to represent us because they understand us better.
Yeah.
So finally, I mean, she's been there before, so it's not new to her, but now she's the main minister. Before she was like a deputy or so. Yeah, so I want to tell her that, Mama, please, I can advise her. She knows she knows her problems. So yeah, but basically try and put in more funds. Okay, some of the funds they allocate to the art sector, a lot goes into music. Our film producers, we don't have money, so please give us more money to produce very good films. Yeah.
All right, we have more for you. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more.
CLOG TV, beyond the policy. CLOG TV. Beyond the policy.
Achu! Now where you get this one too for?
Charlie, someone delivered it from the village.
Ma, Jack, what's that cappuccino? What you paying? Ma, what did you send it to? Didn't you say your house is the one with the blue kiosk in front of it?
Jack, where are you? Man Slacky, get your unique digital address today with a Ghana Post GPS.
So that was young Atu self. So Andy Tete, who is here with us in the studio, that was his young self in the Ghana Post advert, and the goats missed the location. Andy, you remember this advert?
Yes, I do.
In fact, I love this advert. I never knew I would meet someone in that advert today. How do you feel seeing some of these played back to you?
Yeah, it's just giving me a little like...
nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm just having like a flashback of those times.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to see. Thankfully, we are growing and more developed now. So
you think you've developed from this acting?
Yes,
into something better now. Right. So if you say so, I want you to practicalize it. I want you to practicalize it. We are celebrating Val's Day tomorrow, and we have, fortunately, an actor here with us, and therefore he is coming to tell us how they do on the screen. Sometimes they make us feel like, Charlie, we are not doing anything in our marriages or relationships with Charlie. So we have Edna here. Ato is here. We are coming to stage act, and we do something short, a short skate. It wouldn't turn into anything if that's your concern. All right. So Ato in there and Andy in now. Over to you, Jolati.
No, what do you want me to do?
So it's Love Day tomorrow, and therefore you would want to try and propose or toast a girl today who is Edna. Just let the viewers do how you, when they say action, then you start. Yes, so let's stage play.
You're actually putting me on the spot too.
Yeah, you have to. If there's a job interview, you have to. You should be qualified for it.
Wow.
Edna, please rise up. Maybe he has to see some action.
Yeah, but why do men always? Can the women also toast?
Edna, please try and do something.
Oh, no.
Try and pretend you don't like.
Please.
Let's
so
see what you.
Too,
yes, please stand. Let me leave there.
So wait to.
Should I come back?
I want to get a scenario.
All right.
Is she my girlfriend, or I'm meeting her for the first time?
For the first time, and how you toast, and how to win her heart, and make sure you carry her home.
Wow. Hi.
Hello.
I was sitting here and then I couldn't help but admire your beauty.
Thank you.
My name is Andy.
I'm Edna.
Edna. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
So what are you doing here all alone?
I'm waiting for a friend.
A friend?
Yeah.
Okay, so whilst you wait for a friend, can I speak to you?
Sure, I don't mind.
So Edna, what do you do?
I work at a TV station. Yeah.
So you know that everything happens for a reason, right?
I do.
I feel like fate brought us together.
Really?
Yes, because you're wearing my favorite color, black, and I'm wearing black too. So it feels like it's much made in heaven.
So are you trying to tell me that this is love at first sight?
Well, I wouldn't entirely say that, but for a woman as beautiful as you, I dare say that I have been smitten by your beauty. So yes, I have fallen in love with you.
Anyway, I'm also single, so I don't mind getting to know you.
Okay, so I mean, my table is there. I'd like you to sit next to me so we talk more.
Sure.
So basically, that's
I told Edna to play hard to get.
You know, this one is love matter. You can't be third person here.
Wow, you did well. Edna was disqualified, but you did so well. Wow.
On the spot, so
wow, interesting. So this is how you put yourself in the mood.
Well, I wouldn't consider this too much of act. It felt like normal talking.
Normal talking.
Just toasting a beautiful girl.
Your work is not difficult, is it?
It is difficult because we learn
because there was no script, but you were able to get something.
But actually proper like film, they script it. And you have to learn all the lines and say it and make it look real. But sometimes for something like this, if it's not scripted, you have to go on top of your head and do something.
So the Kumawood actors and all that, theirs is scripted?
Well, some people are scripted.
I feel like it's from the heart too.
Yes, some
natural like that.
Yes, but not everybody.
Not everybody. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time with us. We love everything you've done here. The love bit you gave us, I don't want to say it. I didn't like it.
Because you're a woman.
But thank you so much for giving your perspective when it comes to love. We've really enjoyed your stage play, which wasn't the tip of the iceberg. It was the icing to the cake. It told me who really you are. You look like a calm gentleman. But when it came to the toasting, you were able to. That is who you are. All right, thank you. We are hoping that you come back again.
Sure.
And we have more of this conversation, hopefully when our Minister for Tourism and the one in charge of the industry takes up and you see some changes. We'll have a discussion to know how you are faring in the industry. Then thank you so much for passing through.
Thank you.
Make sure you have a wonderful day and make sure you get something for your vows person tomorrow. All right, so we have the birthday segment with Edna. Let's listen to who is celebrating the birthday a day before Valentine's Day.
I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
Welcome to the birthday segment, and on our first we have this is from HP Group to Michael Hineku, and it says, "Our sweet tall Valentino, it's always love and joy to have you. Strength, wisdom, wealth, and fulfillment is our prayer for you. Happy glorious birthday, Creed." This is from Ikea to Silla, and it says, "Happy birthday, Obaya Silla. I hope your day is filled with joy, laughter, and all your favorite things. You deserve the best, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Enjoy every moment of your special day." This is from Sister Blessing to Inshira Lodina. "Happy birthday, Inshira Lodina. May the good Lord continually let you smile so bright. The Lord bless this new age." And that's all we have for you on today's birthday segment. Do well to send in your birthday wishes, and we'll be glad to share your birthday celebrants with you with love. Beatrice.
All right. birthday segment, we have some messages which came in earlier. We are sorry we couldn't read it. Godfred Adam says, loving the show. He says, I love how Rev is saying my man. All right. Emma Quarte says, nice show you have there. Thank you so much for sending those comments. I have another one here. Good morning. Please, have found it difficult to understand why today's men and women of God associate themselves with Vows Day with Christianity. It's a tall one, but I'm trying to summarize it. The last time I found a banner in town of a program dubbed Jesus Christ, my Valentine. Are they telling us Valentine love sacrifice supersedes the love of sacrifice of God through Jesus Christ? Some men of God by this act are trying to reconcile the world with the word instead of reconciling the word to the world. They should stop that. We should also know that there is nothing like a perfect marriage, which is why in heaven there is no marriage. Coco Digest. Oh, now, that's the end quote and that's the salutation. Okay. So this is from Israel, from Awoshi. Thank you so much. It has been fun with you. And therefore, you would want to join us next week. We don't have Coco Digest again in this week. Okay. Oh, I get the alert that we have the phone lines opened. And you would want to share some love stories with us. We've not closed. Oh, we have more time. Just share some love stories with us. Just tell us your bit and your take about love. I guess it's not gone yet. If you have messages for him, you can. If you have some proposals, you can direct it, you know. So send in your comments, send in your messages. We've opened the phone line at 0500 50423 0500 500423. Call in and share your Vows Day letters with us. If your Valentine is waiting, please, this is the opportunity you have on CLOG TV freely. Please call in and share your Vows Day with your loved ones. Mr. Tete, since you are still here, we are closing with you. We are closing with you. I think we have some callers. We want to pick them quickly, then we'll get back to you to go back to the subject you never wanted to talk freely about, okay? Yes. Do we have a caller, producer? We do. Please. Hello. Hi there.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day in advance.
Thank you, and to everybody over there.
All right. Thank you. What do you have to say?
Okay, please, my little contribution is your guest, Edna is looking beautiful with your guest, so they should try to, this Valentine's Day, if your guest is not doing, they should marry, okay?
Hey!
Hello.
That's your contribution to the show.
Very
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you so much for that. It takes two to tango, so I'm sure you are the third person in this thing, you know? Thank you so much for your contributions. You have other people to wish Happy Vows Day to? Oh, we lost there. Okay. Do we have any more callers? Please call us. This is the opportunity CLOG TV is giving you. It's 0500 500423 0500 500423. This is an opportunity to tell someone, I'm really interested in you and I'll buy you chocolate tomorrow. Mr. Tete.
Are you getting chocolates tomorrow?
I have Godichi chocolate.
So you're denying your man. You're denying your man.
No.
So you're getting chocolate.
It's not a chocolate. Chocolate is understated, you know.
So you're getting more than a chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Happy for you.
All right. So Valentine's Day. Are we oversaying it? Do you think we are overhyping it?
Well, personally, I feel like if I was in a relationship, I'll always like I'll express my love to my partner. I don't have to wait for a Valentine's Day to express or show that I truly love her. But I mean, that day is set aside to give chocolates to not just the one you're in a relationship with. It's like show love to everybody, people you care about. So, yes.
But when you say you don't have to wait for a particular day to show appreciation or something, I remember when there are Father's Day, you guys say we don't celebrate Father's Day like we do a co-Mother's Day, and therefore, so if we are dedicating a day for love, you want to find ways and say that it doesn't take a day to express love, you know.
That's because the women are overdoing it.
We are overdoing it.
Like, you people make it look like that day, if your man doesn't do something for you, then he doesn't.
Of course, me, I have expectations. You don't know.
You see? Why Valentine's Day?
Let's take a call out. I'll have this discussion. Hi, Solomon.
Yeah, hi.
Happy Valentine's Day to you in advance.
Happy Valentine's Day in advance.
Thank you. What do you have to say?
You say what?
What do you have to say?
Tomorrow, I'm getting chocolate for the love of my life.
Aww. Okay.
Her name is Josephine. She's my wife. So I just want to surprise her with some gifts tomorrow.
Okay. What's her full name?
Yeah.
What's her full name?
Her full name is Josephine.
Josephine.
Yeah.
And how did you meet her?
Oh, we met in Nigeria. We come a long way. We married.
No, okay. What did you go to do in Nigeria? Auntie, you're Ghanaian. Oh, you don't want to share your love language with us?
That's what I'm saying now. I said tomorrow I'm going to surprise her with some gifts of love.
Where did you meet Josephine? This one.
I love her so much.
You're escaping the question, no. How did you meet her? What attracted her to you?
I met her, I think, like about 11 years ago.
Wow.
I met her when I was into this registration business at market. So the moment I saw her, I was attracted because she looks so beautiful and natural.
Okay.
Since then, we've been together to date. Even when I came to Ghana, I brought her to Ghana. So, but I'm not around now, so I traveled. So I will be coming back tomorrow to surprise her with some gifts.
Oh, that's so loving to do. But I hope you are keeping her natural beauty for her. You are maintaining it. You are maintaining her natural beauty for her, right?
Say what?
You are maintaining her natural beauty. The beauty is still there. You are in love with that same thing.
Yeah, not apart from the beauty, character. She has everything it takes. Like, she's okay.
All right. Thank you so much. You are making me fall in love already again.
Yeah.
All right. Have a nice day. Happy Val's Day to you.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Tete. Someone is talking about his Val's Day proudly, and you're saying
it's nice.
You don't. It's nice.
Yeah, that's very thoughtful of him.
How about you?
Well, I don't have, so I'd rather.
My bacon and CLOG TV. I don't want to agree. Okay. We have a caller, another caller. Hello. All right, so let's continue with the conversation. I want to still know whether we are overhyping Val's Day.
Of course. I feel like the women, you place so much emphasis on Valentine's Day and make it look like if your man doesn't do something for you, then he's not responsible, he doesn't love you, he doesn't appreciate you, and all that. But why? He does that all the time, so why Valentine's Day? Talk now.
Yes. You just took words from my mouth like this.
But I mean, a man has to show love to you on this day, like, but don't over blow it up and make it look like he has to, like, break his bank account to do something so like big for you. If he does something small, appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes, that's
okay. So we have so much expectations, higher expectations.
Yes, sometimes you feel like by the time you open the door, there are petals on the floor.
It's okay. Victoria is on the line. Let's pick Victoria quickly. Hello, Victoria. Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful.
Oh, yourself?
Yes.
Yourself?
He's a great gentleman.
Oh, your husband. Okay.
Yes. He's been supportive. He has been supportive. He has been everything. Yeah.
What's his
I'm
name?
wishing him happy birthday.
What's his name?
Michael.
Michael.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate you too. Okay, you have something for him.
I have a prayer for him that the good Lord should strengthen him and everything that his hand touches should be a blessing.
Before I let you go, where did you meet Michael? What did he say to you?
Whoa, our story is a bit touching. I met Michael at a naming ceremony.
Okay, and what did he say to you?
Actually, he told me to give one of my friends' number to him, not knowing that he wanted my number.
Hey, how was this love thing possible? So
I sent him the number, but I still calling him. And I asked him, why are you calling me? He said, you want a friend's number. I've sent it to you. So why? He said, it's you I want to talk to. We are married for 3 years, a year with 1 kid.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you, and happy Val's Day in advance. We have other callers as well. Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, so people are calling. It's an opportunity to say something to your lover, but since you don't have anyone, maybe your mom. Happy Val's Day to your mom. Can you say something?
Yes, not just mommy, to everybody that has impacted my life and been positive to me. I want to say that happy Valentine's in advance to you. I want to say that I really love you. I appreciate you.
You hold on with your love. We have Emmanuel is on the line. Hello, Emmanuel. Hi, good morning. Oh, I think we lost that caller. Producer, do we still have him? No. Right. So, your mom is your first love, right?
Right.
That's what they say. Please continue wishing.
Yes, so like I'm saying, I love everybody, so thank you so much. And the very few people like my mother, I will show appreciation and show them that I love them. I'll get them some chocolates too. So.
It's an order. Okay. All right. So, love and dating. When you see someone at first, something has to attract you to the person. Before I take your submissions, let's listen to Jacob. Hello, Jacob. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Please, I can't hear you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Happy Val's Day in advance too.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Who do you wish Happy Val's Day to?
How are you doing?
Hello, Jacob.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, so you have something to say.
I want to say happy Valentine's Day to my babe, my sweetheart.
Okay. What's your sweetheart's name? What's her name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. What are you saying to her?
I want to wish her a happy Valentine's Day in advance.
Okay. Where did you meet Vanessa?
We met at the mall.
Accra Mall or Mokola Mall?
No. Melcom.
Melcom. Ah,
yeah,
you went shopping, yeah?
Yeah, we went for shopping and then I met her.
Oh, okay. You paid for a shopping bill?
Oh, no.
Michael, you were done with your payments before you met her?
No, I saw her sitting on her own and then I was supposed to her.
Hey, Charlie.
I think he came with a friend.
Okay. So how were you able to talk to her and hey, Charlie, you get a power. The policeman or policewoman and you were still able to break it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Happy Val's Day to you and your girlfriend, okay? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well noted. Thank you so much. Happy Val's Day to you. All right. So, Andy, I wanted to say something. I wanted you to give your tips for relationship and love. But since you are not in it, we'll end the show now. Yes, so this is where we end Coco Digest Morning Show's special edition of the Valentine Day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you called in to wish your special one a happy Val's Day. Thank you so much. Have a great day and take care of yourself. Remember, we have a special thing for you here on CLOG TV. It starts at 5 o'clock. So when it's 5, just be by your sets on CLOG TV. 5 p.m. I mean, it's not a.m. Tomorrow, Friday after work. Make sure you tune in to CLOG TV. We'll be on social. We are also on GoTV channel 184. So you would want to tune in, join in our conversations. It will be interesting. I don't want to disclose what we have for you. It's a rap thing, you know. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll meet you, and all the best in your day. Okay. Take care.
CLOG TV, beyond the policy.